The next Ozempic became a social media sensation. Then everything changed. When Mountjaro came on the market, TikTok went wild. People with obesity ordered the drug in droves thanks to a coupon that allowed them to access it for just $25 a month. Then the coupon went away, leaving destruction in its wake, and obese patients warring with diabetics. Emily Farrak reports on a drug predicted to become the best-selling medication of all time. Kate thought she'd finally made it. Following quite a while of diets, workout schedules, bombed heftiness therapies and disgrace for being overweight, the 49-year-old educator from Missouri found a drug that assisted her with shedding 25 pounds in 90 days. It was groundbreaking, she says. As well as shedding weight, Kay experienced different changes that appeared to be practically extraordinary. She immediately saw the difficult squeezing from her fibroids vanish and the enlarging in her legs disappear. "I could take strolls once more," Kay said. She even quit taking Wellbutrin. It became about undeniably something other than weight reduction. Then, at that point, it was totally removed. The new diabetes drug Mountjaro was behind Kay's weight reduction, yet when the maker, Eli Lilly, changed its coupon terms, her change became exorbitant and impractical. To keep on getting thinner, live torment-free, and fight off a feared diabetes conclusion, she'd need to lay out $1,000 consistently, more than the home loan on her home, and undeniably more than the $25 each month she had been paying with Eli Lilly's unique reserve funds program. Mountjaro, the name brand for tirzepatide, is one of another class of supplement-invigorated chemical-based treatments that has fundamentally altered the way type 2 diabetes, D2D, is dealt with. While comparable treatments focus on a chemical called GLP-1, Lilly's Mountjaro is quick to focus on a subsequent chemical, GIP. Together, these chemicals decline craving and postpone gastric purging, encouraging an individual for longer. In a recent report on tirzepatide, members saw a typical weight decrease of 22.5%. In a different report, Novo Nordisk's superstar embraced Ozempic, which targets just GLP-1, showed a typical weight decrease of 16.9%. Under that floor covering is a lofty bill. In any event, when Mountjaro is endorsed for the treatment of heftiness, it will cost about $13,000 per year. It's, of course, more practical than Ozempic, despite the fact that it creates more weight reduction, said Dr. David Rind, the Chief Medical Officer for the Institute for Clinical and Economic Review. As Kay's and Jordan's weight gradually crawls back up, they are reluctant members of the peculiarities of yo-yo dieting, or weight cycling, characterized as more than one's losing and recovering load over a long period. Studies show that weight cycling adds pressure to cardiovascular frameworks and influences mental prosperity. Weight cyclers are in danger for variances in circulatory strain, pulse, and unsound degrees of glucose, lipids and insulin, among other unfortunate results. Indeed, even individuals with diabetes, who for the present are the main endorsed recipients of Mountjaro, are finding the medication far off because of supply deficiencies, protection descents, and personal expenses. In the two populaces, the two individuals are missing out, says Dr. Holly Lofton, the director of the Weight the Board program at NYU Langone Health. They're missing out in light of the fact that they're having deficient glucose control and they're having an expansion in their fat cell size, and that implies they have expanded irritation. Regardless of whether their diabetes stays disappearing, assuming they restore the weight, that may as yet be causing them disservice. What was a marvel drug for some is currently generally unavailable. On the off chance that they were beginning individuals on something that would be perilous to stop, is that actually something fitting to do? Asked Carl Coleman, a professor at Seton Hall Center for Health and Pharmaceutical Law and Policy. Is it suitable to support individuals who in any case couldn't have the option to take it without an arrangement, without making it feasible for them to keep taking it? At the point when Eli Lilly appeared Mountjaro in May 2022, it did as such with a coupon that would permit anybody with business protection to get Mountjaro for as low as $25 every month until July 2023, regardless of whether their business guarantor cover it. Gigantic interest, filled to some degree by social media examples of overcoming adversity, the minimal expense, and by telehealth organizations that were eager than customary essential consideration doctors to endorse Mountjaro off-name, found supply. In November, all of a sudden, Eli Lilly then, at that point, changed the particulars of the coupon, bringing about mass disarray and disdainful experiences both on the web and in drugstores from one side of the country to the other. The producer never made any sort of declaration there was a change to the agreements, Sarah, a Walmart drug specialist in Alabama, says. I was essentially sneaking around on web-based gatherings to sort out what was happening. What Sarah found was that Eli Lilly's new coupon expected patients to bear witness to a T2D finding. The new markdown cost was jacked from $25 to $500, yet just for those whose protection covered Mountjaro. In any case, the wonder medication would cost about $1,000 each month. Lilly's Reserve Funds program for tirzepatide is just expected for economically protected grown-up patients in the U.S. who have a sort 2 diabetes conclusion and have been endorsed tirzepatide inside its promoting approval, on label, said a representative from Eli Lilly. We have supported this plan used through the expansion of a patient validation featuring a sort 2 diabetes necessity on the Reserve Funds program page, as well as late changes to the program's agreements in November 2022 and again beginning in January 2023. Clients admitted when their coupons unexpectedly quit working, asking Sarah to figure out how to save the old coupon cost. She consumed the patient's dissatisfaction with Lilly and their backup plans. "Don't they need to hold me back from getting diabetes?" they would ask, over and over. "Patients felt we fabricated the whole shortage thing," says Matt, a drug specialist from Indianapolis who works at a significant retail drugstore chain. One lady said, "You are denying me my drug. You don't believe I should have it." And afterwards she took steps to sue us. In the combatant pits of Reddit and Facebook, patients with obesity and those with diabetes challenge over who has to a greater extent a right to Mountjaro. "I could do without the displeasure that a ton of the weight reduction local area is showing towards diabetics," Lauren Rogers, a diabetic from Wheeling, West Virginia, said. "They say, we have the right to get more fit and Mountjaro won't assist you with controlling your glucose, and simply continue some other diabetes drug. It's truly difficult." Diabetics fault those with obesity for making the stock issues with Mountjaro, while those experiencing weight need it perceived as an infection, and not some ethical disappointment. They detest hearing they don't legitimize such prescription, referring to Mountjaro as protection medication. Obesity reduces the quality and length of life and is connected to illnesses including diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. Obesity is certainly not a decision. Weight is a mind-boggling, ongoing, neurometabolic disease with an unmistakable pathophysiology, said Dr. Anya Jastrabov, an endocrinologist and obesity medicine physician scientist at Yale University and lead author of a paper showing tirzepatide's superior efficacy against obesity. At the point when somebody takes an enemy of heftiness prescription like Mountjaro, how much fat the body needs to keep up with is remanaged, generally to a lower weight. At the point when you remove the drug, that shielded fat mass returns up, and weight is recovered, Jastrabov said. To keep on keeping up with the new redirected protected fat mass, and weight decrease, you need to keep taking the prescription. We are attempting to guarantee individuals with type 2 diabetes can keep filling their remedy as ordinary, said a representative from Eli Lilly. We stay focused on guaranteeing individuals with type 2 diabetes who are on tirzepatide, Mountjaro, accept their medication. Because of deficiencies, Rogers needed to quit taking Mountjaro for a long time. "I was a disaster area over it and loaded with despair," said the 58-year-old. "I recovered a few pounds, yet I was shocked at how seriously I felt when my blood glucose numbers gained out of influence once more. It was a reminder to me to acknowledge how wiped out diabetes makes you." In the midst of the relative multitude of grumblings, Mountjaro seems to be a mother lode. "We're displaying for 2024, overall deals of $4.7 billion, said Jeff Meacham, an analyst with Bank of America. Colin Bristow, an analyst at UBS, anticipated Mountjaro will be the top-of-the-line medication ever. "Our ongoing evaluation for deals for Mountjaro is around $30 billion before the decade's over," he said. "Mountjaro is a unique advantage and that is not an embellishment," said Paul Ford, a 53-year-old previous fireman who shed 30 pounds and says he never again needs to utilize a CPAP machine to rest. "I feel such a lot of good. I haven't felt like this in years. In the event that I had felt like this when I was a fireman, I would have remained with it longer." Mountjaro might just end up being one of the most rewarding drugs ever, with the possibility to change a huge number of lives for the better drastically. Be that as it may, for the overwhelming majority of the medication's initial adopters, Mountjaro's commitment has set them up for one more round of weight gain, comorbidities and misery. "It's practically more terrible knowing it's there, yet barely too far," Kay said. Lilly might have set up certain answers for individuals who had proactively begun the medication. For the present, she lives in vulnerability, with no assurance that she will actually want to get to the prescription in the future. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Please, if you love our video, click the like button, give us a thumb up, subscribes, share and drop a comment on the video you like to see next.